So we're at Welcome to Thornbury, and as I said in my tour, they're going to be closing soon, so I thought I'd show you some classic Australian cabinets because they're all here. So basically, a lot of these were made by a company called LAI Industries, and they made they owned TImezone as well as distributing games for Valley Williams, and they also made arcade cabinets, lots and lots of them. And you can see over here, you can see it? No, not on this one. It's right up here. If I can put the light on. So LAI Industries made a lot of cabinets because they found that they could easily just get them to ship the boards for the games, like say Street Fighter Third Strike. They just said, give us the boards, give us one like marquee, and then they would make basically their own prints, and basically they'd make the cabinets here. So these are like conversions. So you'll see you've got this one, which is your 4-player, which is converted to which was used for a Street Fighter. Basically, they'd have 4 players, which is what your basically Simpsons and Turtles. Basically, they'll have 4 buttons here. Coin mech, which Arcade Garage has the cards. Same here, you've got mechs like this. So and you can tell right here on the Simpsons one, right here in a bit of blue, they used that same blue as that Street Fighter, which was Street Fighter 2 and whatever other versions, Street Fighter 2, World Warrior, I think it's called, World Warrior, Championship, mainly Championship. All the other versions of it, Street Fighter 3, they used a bit of that too. But this is the 4-player cabinets, and there's another bit of the blue. This is the only one they did artwork for, basically. And the difference is you've got your LAI Industries sign right there, the logo, as well as here and down here. So it is near identical, and basically these are a version of the US machines, and the US ones have obvious speaker holes, but this one's like a metal grate, and you can see the giant ass speakers they got. There's like 2 of them. That's even in this one, even though it's mono, because they'd have one little speaker in the middle, a lot shorter, a lot smaller. But they got a metal grate. As you can see, this is again what they look like. And on Turtles, you can see they did not do anything other than just do a green. And they also, I actually have one which I will insert here. So this is mine. And as you can tell it's a 4-player game, because it had pretty much all 4 of these, but it has this funky artwork that they had, these laser art. I love it. I love to get a brand new one and have it as a spare, but I'm not going to change this one. I like this sort of off look. It just, because I've always seen it like that. They've never looked clean. And especially when you're playing and you're doing this on it, and I don't mind the look of it. As you can see, you got no corridor chute and nothing up here. Just covered. Same with there. That's been plugged up. Yeah, you can see it's been modded with a flat screen, which on a plexi, this is plexi, not glass. Someone put big thick black tape top and bottom But this is a good monitor they put in. It's a good LG. So, but they kept the original speakers. I had the cone a tiny bit is rotted, but if you can see, but yeah, they sound and work really well. But you can see here's the red, which this again, why I'm running Turtles in Time is because this is what the cabinet was made for. Of course, you convert it, but this is what they came with. They just went, oh, let's do red. There we go. And then blue, which was Simpsons and Street Fighter, just went. They just put either a sticker or just blue. But yeah, this one got none, like Turtles. You can quickly have a look in here. This is the way it's all set. Wow, empty it is, and there's usually filled with stuff in there. And a monitor's mounted up there. Game board's usually around there. But yeah, as you can see, there's the green. It's funny enough, got colour there, and then up here where the control pad is held by those 4 big bolts, and it is the blue colour. So all 3 different variant colours are inside this. And there's other remnants. There'll be buttons and controls up here about the screen and everything. Don't touch it, because it literally would be coming sort of down here. Get shocked. Yeah. But yeah, this had a cheap Chinese like knockoff of Pandora's box in it. But I modified it. PC, of course, multi-pack. Put good Wiko hap. These baseball bat. I love these baseball bat sticks again because the MCA is a little stiff. But let's quickly show you what I've got. I've got Game X, so I can back. I can select other things. Yeah, I can play whatever I want in here. I got more games though, but this is just the favorites here. Street Fighter 2. So, boom, there's another game it runs on. Simpsons, which you can see. There's a view of the cabinet. So there you can see that's the American cabinet. Minus that, that peaked weird. It doesn't have a bezel. Don't think the Tells in Time. Oh, that's totally wrong. That cab. What's in the flyer? Yeah, no, it's got a totally different cabinet. Well, there's an original Turtles. So it looked like that. That's a bezel. But those are custom up there. But yeah, you can see sort of the basis is sort of built on that. So but yeah, this is where I play my classics. I've got Street Fighter 4 on here, the arcade version. Trying to get Tekken 6, Blood Resurrection something. That would be good to play on here. But yeah, the newer modern stuff, I play Steam on here. It's really great. See if I can show you. Just a little gameplay.
This is April on the recording.
Yeah, there's your, of course, your cereal, everything. No off switch on the top. But yeah, this is basically the cabinet. Yeah, play one-handed. yeah, so basically that's the cabinet. So you can see they use that for Turtles in Times for red, and this is the green one is for the first Turtles game. Simpsons, they have their artwork on here they put on. It's interesting, this is the one game, but I guess Simpsons is popular enough and hot shit that they basically went, yeah, we're gonna put artwork instead of just on the panel, because on the panel there's artwork on it. So basically this is near identical, other than this and maybe the width of it. The panel might be a little different. I did not see a Simpsons cabinet in when I was in America twice, so you know, I'll just say that maybe these are a little bigger to house 4 people. They do have a border. This one's got this blue, and then they've also got credit, as you can see, which is a separate board. So you sort of insert a coin, then you can pick one of them. So it's different to what it's set up as. Same with Turtles, but this one's got a black bezel around it, and this one's slightly up, so you can see it like that. And then you got all your characters, like on Simpsons, right there. Yeah, you got a coin door chute at the bottom, same with there. That's custom to this cabinet, so don't worry about that. But it's sort of that blue from a Street Fighter, and the coin chute. Another LAI cabinet is basically NBA Jam, which is very similar to the Simpsons one, but the panel is a little different. As you can see, it's a lot smaller. Cabinet's a bit of a different build, the way it is, but they did put full artwork on it for NBA, and they got all your 4 players here, and as you can see, their logo, so that is an instant difference. They have the same speaker grill. These are a little different. Of course, they got the translate up there, not translate, little topper for the tournament. That isn't original, but it's got a similar card. Borders. And you got your buttons, which I should mention are Australian ones are a little different. They're MCA sticks. So they are a little different. I found, compared to a HAP, the baseball bat looking sticks, those are much more comfortable than these. I always felt a little stiff. I don't know. If I did get a 4-play Simpsons, I would leave these on because they're the Australian ones, but I just found they're a little, I don't know. Even though these are cleaned up, restored, I just never liked these sticks. They felt a little off to me, like, I don't know. For these type of games, Pac-Man and all that, that's fine. Gallagher. But games like this, it's like, no. I don't like them much. Buttons feel good. Of course, you've got the artwork there. And coins on the bottom. Which looks like that. Yeah. It's actually where the regular Turtles is. And again, this is on the same cabinet. So yeah, I was Turtles in Time, so I made a mistake. They had the Turtles the other, but there before, but yeah, so this is the regular Turtles. And it's almost the same. I think you can tell they sort of had to make it bigger. But our marquee we got here is a lot different in Australia, which is weird, but somehow we have a different one. For LAI cabinets, we've got the Neo Geo. So this is the 6-slot version that they made. The 4 slots are a little different. I believe they have them, I'll have to have a check, but this is basically what the 6-slot would look like. And they sell your buttons, credit, and you can select your game. So select them and they'll, yeah. And there's no artwork on this. There is artwork on the side. It's a bit wedged between the cabinet, but yeah, there is artwork. You got the 2 speakers up there. Next is these 2 LAI cabinets. Basically, these are originally for gun games. But they did end up doing control panels on them. They didn't have artwork. This is pretty much exclusive to this cabinet the owner did. But basically, your translate, your marquee would go here, and usually your guns would go sort of on this side, or they'd have a panel where you can insert them here with a button, and the buttons would be here. Coins would go there. Again, this is a similar blue. They had them in all the same colors to the 4-player, besides a yellow. They have a yellow, but these are both blue. But yeah, you could put panels, they had them, but they were mainly for gun games. But this is basically the panel, 2 sticks, and you can have these set up vertically, so you can tilt the bezel around it and basically have a vertical. And you could have it horizontal, which is the main. And this is on Raiden Fighters. And the speakers are basically in there. It's sort of got 2 of them. It's interesting how they have it sort of tight there, but they sound good when you can hear them. It's LAI low boys, which you'll see a lot in Australia. These low boys. These are made to fit in smaller areas and pubs and stuff. And basically, these are all different colors. So you got, but they have a similar design. So you got your marquee speakers, which usually are there, right there. You got your screen, which you can tilt vertical and horizontal, and your control panel, which you can do 2-player, but they're really terrible for 2-player games. You're literally like hunched up against on it, or you'd have to be like sort of an angle. I don't like them for 2-player, but they can be possible. Especially when you're playing Tekken, like that's not what you want to play. But you got your grey, you got another red, but you can see sort of the same sort of shape, whistle sort of shape. Street Fighter, and yeah, the speakers are the same, because sometimes they have different speaker grills on them. Here's another cabinet. These, I'm most certainly a custom overlay, but usually we'll have these funky overlays like here, and it has like 8 ways, sort of advertise the 8-way, and you got your buttons. And you've got your Legend Allied Industries logo. You can see a big monitor. Panels. And then you got your green. It's sort of this green silvery one, which is very interesting. Wow, that's a bit of a scratch right there. But this one you can see how they can be vertical, which is very interesting. It's very cool. You can just turn it around again, because some of these I remember having 60-in-1s, basically. LAI made was this shooter cabinet. This was, I believe, these were originally Terminator 2s, but they ended up reusing them for Lethal Enforcers. So basically, they have set up, and you got your guns and little holster. So you'd have them here, and you 1-player, 2-player start. Got your guns. These I don't think are the originals. These might be cheaper ones. I believe they had like a revolver type weapon, sort of this 9mm Glock deal. As you can see, different design, slightly different. Yeah, Street Fighter, the coin slot is right there on the bottom of the coin door instead of up here, which is interesting. There's a whole cut for it. So I guess it depends on whatever one. So there's that. So another cabinets I want to show you are, here's the Mortal Kombat. As you can see, no artwork except on the panel. This is an MK3. There is an MK1 which is right over there that has the artwork on it. As you can see, it's some do. This is really nicely put on. Yeah, they've got the artwork, of course, around here. There's also your panel. Excuse me, your control panel with these. These feel less stiff, but yeah, I don't know. But these ones right here are actually knockoffs. They're not LAI cabinets. They're like weird clones, apparently, from what I've heard. These have a Capcom design and they're sort of sideways, which I actually prefer that. So you're not close together. Same with that cabinet. They got Marvel vs. Capcom and then X-Men. And this is that same red that mine is, that I showed. But they do look different. And these are much thicker than the other cabinet, which is right over here. It's a lot smaller, a little smaller and a bit of a different build. These are more sort of further up, so these what they're emulating. But I like how they're slanted a little bit. But this, you got plenty of room to just stand next to each other and play, bump each other, or annoy each other when you play the game. So basically, that's all the LAI cabinets. And I'll let you know if I run into more, but yeah, this is basically all it.